Alrighty. This meeting is
Uh,
on Thursday, February 19th, 2026. And I'm sure it's a good day. At least I've had a good day so far. What about yourself, Pat?
I have. It's getting warmer here, thank goodness. We never had this cold for years and years and years, and it really affected me. Winter, I didn't feel any thing about it until this winter. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
warmer today, so I'm feeling much better. I guess, do you think our bodies get used to these? You know what I mean? If you lived there, before, then your body adapts to it. What do you think?
Well, yes. So if you
Oh,
live in a cold area, like all the time, your body gets
yeah.
used to the cold. You adapt to it.
Okay.
If you live in a
Okay.
hot area, because I live, remember, on the equator too.
Yeah.
So if you live
Oh,
there, you get
oh,
used to it. So if it was 36 degrees in the afternoon, it's like, oh, what a beautiful day. And and then here it's 30, whatever, 36 in Celsius. Well, that's Celsius. So
okay.
here, if it, I don't know what the conversion is in
I don't
Fahrenheit,
either.
but say
Yeah.
32 in Fahrenheit, which is zero, that's a warm day.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that.
Wow.
Then we go to
Yeah.
minus whatever it is. I know minus 40 is the same in both. Minus
Oh
40
my
is cold,
gosh.
but you get used to whatever it is.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Like
I
my
just wondered,
room, like my temperature in my home, I keep it at 18, which is about 66, I believe, maybe 64 even in
Okay.
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Whereas I'm going to bet that yours is higher.
It is. It is 70 or 71, I
See?
can't stand it any lower, or put I'd have to put a coat on and everything else, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
we pay a little more
Well, I
for
know
the
68 is 20 in Celsius. So 68
oh
Fahrenheit is
wow.
20 in Celsius. So,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have mine at 18, so a little bit less than that.
Yeah. And a lot of people do here also, because my daughter talks to them, But with our home being a two-story, is yours all in one level?
No, I'm in
Or
an
is it
apartment, one level on the ground floor.
okay, okay. But we have two levels here in our house, okay? It's not a
Right.
real big house, but still, it's colder in the bedroom. It's cold in the bedroom compared to in the living room, okay? So we keep it like in the middle, maybe 70, 71, and that's comfortable throughout the house. hmm Yeah.
Right. And yet heat rises. So if your
I
bedroom's on the
know
second floor, you would think it would be warmer unless there's
that
drafts or something.
there has to be. There has to be. Well, we have
Hmm.
uh yeah, in the roof we have, places we could store things and everything. So it's open up there. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
What are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
What are you going to do, right?
Yeah,
You
do
know,
what you have to do. Do what they have to
but
do.
it's pretty amazing though how people do adapt. We can adapt to so many things. And when it comes to even how you eat, we do adapt
hmm
to it.
Yes.
There's,
Yes.
I
Yes.
think of the people in the far, far north, and they adapted to eating even straight whale blubber and living off that if they had to,
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
because they
Yeah, it's
adapted to it.
true.
And I think of
Wow.
people that live on the equator when I was, say, in Uganda, they can eat a lot of fruit and their bodies adapt to that because that's what's natural to that area.
hmm
And I
hmm
believe it's important for people to eat what is local to their area. There's a whole
That's
bunch of
true.
reasons for that. One is the
Oh.
microbes and so on in that area, whether you're talking about honey or whether you're talking about what's in season. So
hmm
here, wintertime, what's in season? Not a whole lot.
No.
You might have had some root vegetables saved. Now, today we have a lot of ways to preserve things, but years ago they didn't have as much to
Right.
preserve things,
hmm
right?
hmm Right,
And
right.
I do live between a couple of lakes, so fish might is still available,
hmm
and hunting animals is available in the
Okay.
natural. So I'm not talking about
Right.
grocery stores. Grocery stores, we can get fruit, vegetables from around the world, that were
Right, right.
6 months ago and then coated with whatever kind of chemicals to preserve it and
Hmm.
then
Yeah,
send it
yeah,
over so that you can eat it. Or it's picked raw
yeah.
and then they spray it to ripen it. It's very, very
Right.
art. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mm.
we're telling more, we're experiencing that more than ever. The bananas are just not like they used to be. Different fruits are peaches. They used to be delicious from down south. We must not get them anymore from down south because the peaches are terrible, terrible. Yeah.
And I happen
Hmm.
to live in the fruit belt of Ontario, of
Oh,
Canada, basically. Mm. So we do have fruit, but only in season.
right.
They have a
Oh,
huge peach festival very close to
wow.
me, and
Hmm.
there's a lot of vineyards around, so lots of grapes and stuff. But
Ah,
again, it's in season,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Other
yeah.
than those that make wine, and I don't drink alcohol, so I don't have that. But
Hmm.
but there
Hmm.
is a lot of fruit. But it's called the banana belt, but there's no bananas. So bananas are not natural to this area.
For
Plums,
goodness sake.
pears, apples, you know,
Yeah,
peaches,
yeah,
nectarines,
right.
but not
Hmm.
not bananas, and
Well,
lots of
that's good
berries.
though.
Mm. Oh yeah, in
That's
its
good
season
because,
though.
yeah, yeah,
And the
sure.
season's short,
Yes, I agree.
and you might preserve some, but you're not going to eat as much in the wintertime. Like
No.
if you go strawberry picking, you're going to eat the strawberries right then, and maybe you'll
Hmm.
preserve a little bit for the wintertime, maybe, but it's not the feast that you have it in June here.
Right, right. Well, I don't do any kind of things like that. My mother used to can different things, and but I don't do anything like that. So some of my
No, I
friends
don't either.
do. Yeah, some of my friends do, but I have no patience for that. I'm sorry.
Years and years ago, I would make quite a bit, mostly frozen though, like frozen
Mm.
strawberry jam, and I made my
Okay.
own bread every day and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff. But
wow.
I don't eat fruit anymore. I don't eat bread anymore. A lot of those things I don't even eat. So there's no
Right.
sense for me
No.
to do that,
Mm-mm. That's
you know.
true. That's true.
But
It's funny how life
other than,
changes sometimes.
well, we have different needs at different times in our life. Because if
It's
you
true.
think of it, when I was an infant, I needed breast milk. That's what I needed,
Mm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And then when you
Hmm.
were a kid, maybe you do need some carbohydrates. Maybe you don't. Maybe, but you're running it off, or I am. You're running it off. You're skipping, you're playing, you're doing
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
So, you know, but as you get older, if you're like me, and maybe a bit more sedentary, possibly, then you really don't need to have those things in your diet. And maybe they're
Right.
never needed. I don't know, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, the one good thing that came from my cancer situation is, and I'm laughing about it, but I shouldn't laugh. The food does not taste the same to me. Some foods don't taste the same to me after having the treatments.
The chemo.
Um,
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't eat as much at one sitting. I used to be a volume eater. Come on. That's why I had to go to lose
Oh,
weight. So now I am not a volume eater. I have to, and luckily I have mastered how to eat, and I used to teach it anyhow. And so, instead of the 3 meals a day, I have those about smaller meals a day. They spread out, okay? And
okay.
then a snack in the evening, okay? Yeah.
Yep.
And so I'm kind of glad though that I had that information along the way of losing weight to bring myself back because I have to admit what I used to do was go to McDonald's and get a fish sandwich. Can you believe this? almost
I
every day
love
of my
those
life,
things.
recuperating. That's the only thing that tasted good to me was a darn fish sandwich, okay? And I can remember going and this woman said to me at the checkout where you the drive-through, she says, "Boy, you come here a lot to get these." And I says, "Well, I'm recuperating from cancer." And guess what she said to me? She said to me, "Can I pray with you?" At the drive-through,
Oh,
Kathy.
wow.
And she prayed for me, okay? I appreciated it so much, okay? And after that, I'd see her once in a while, and I told my members about that too, that they prayed for me at the drive-through at
Oh, that's
McDonald's.
pretty cool.
Isn't it?
That's pretty
Isn't it?
cool. Yeah, it
Oh
is.
my God.
Yeah. I used to
Because
like
I
those
don't,
fish sandwiches, and I would ask
yeah,
for the extra sauce, and then I
me
would get
too.
French fries to dip in the sauce. So
Extra
I
sauce.
haven't, I can't even remember what decade is the last time I had that, which
Oh, I
is,
have to get the extra sauce too. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
it's funny how, like you're saying, life changes, and you have to
absolutely.
learn to change with it. I took the protein drink in. Now, some people, I guess, are thriving on that protein drink, but my PC said to me, "You know what to eat, Pat." He said, "I don't want you living at your age on protein drinks because they actually sometimes make you frail." I don't know why. I didn't look it up or anything. I just believed him and went back to my, planning what to have to eat. And I'm doing it. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
hmm
Absolutely. And I've said that
hmm
many times. We should eat the food that's close to how God made it. So if you want to
Yeah.
look at the back of one of those protein drinks, pick any one
hmm
you want. Other than sugars that are in many of them, they use seed oils, the highly processed seed oils in there, which
No.
can,
Oh my
yes, they
gosh.
do.
Oh,
And that's probably one of the number one things in there that is affecting someone. Plus,
oh
many of
my
them have sugar,
gosh.
but some of them have less sugar. But
Yeah, he didn't
even if
say
they're
why.
artificially sweetened. Yeah, it's the seed oil in there.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Wow.
And I purchased some cream just the other day. I purchased some cream, and I like to sometimes have some in my coffee, but I try to avoid it. Usually it's
hmm
just black, but sometimes I use some.
hmm
And then I got
Sure.
it home and I looked at it and I thought, this isn't cream. It's, what did they call it? Um, a dairy whatever. It's a substitute anyway. So again,
No.
I read through the ingredients at the back, and it was again seed oils. And I'm like,
Wow.
why is that in there? That doesn't
Yeah,
need to be in
yeah.
there. And I compared it to a different cream I had in the fridge, which was actually cream. There you go.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So you have to read your labels.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's what they're
you can't
telling
just
us.
go by. You just can't go by
Yeah.
whatever and think that that's what you're getting. I mean, they sell
Hmm
artificial eggs now. They call them what vegan eggs. They're not vegan eggs. I don't know if anybody knows anything about science at all, but vegetables do not lay eggs,
I
right?
guess not.
So they're not
Right.
vegan eggs.
Oh my gosh.
Also, there's no such thing as vegan or even vegetarian meat. It's not meat. Meat comes from animals, you know?
That's true. That's true. That's
Even
true.
with
Yeah.
eggs, this always gets me. There are people who think that eggs come from cows because they're in the dairy department.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
it's just they're kept in the fridge. They come from
Yes.
chickens or possibly geese or quail or ducks or something, but
Oh
it's a
my
bird.
gosh. My friend
We are
has
so so out of touch with our food. We don't even
yeah.
know anymore.
Mm. My friend that lives up here in Pittsburgh has an outside what would you call for chickens? What would you call that? They
Yes,
live in
like a
there.
chicken coop,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah, chicken
chicken
coop.
coop or
Thank you.
something.
Little chicken, and yeah, and she has fresh eggs.
That's
Yeah.
excellent. You know,
Yes.
if you have the
Yes.
opportunity and you can do
Uh-huh.
that, do it.
hmm Yeah, she's
Hmm.
been doing it for years. Yes. you know,
Yeah.
unreal.
I would do it,
Mhm.
but I'm in an apartment and I can't
No,
really
you
have
can't do that.
cancer.
No, me neither. I can't do it
No.
around here either. They would, they probably have a law against it or something. The
And I could
chickens
probably have
clucking.
a couple of quails or something, but those eggs are so tiny. I mean, I'd need
Oh
20 of
my
them to have
gosh.
a meal.
Right,
They're just small. So
right.
that's not going to work either. Um,
No. Gosh, that's
so
funny.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's pretty funny. But we really are out of touch with our food
Yeah,
source.
yeah,
And because we've been sold a lie for the last,
right,
60 years or so,
right.
ever since processed foods came on the market. So I'm really grateful
Exactly.
that there are some changes coming. There's changes coming in the States, and
Mm-hmm.
Canada has a little bit of changes. They've got a bit of a warning thing if it's got a whole lot of salt or a whole lot of sugar. They
Oh,
kind of have to put
really?
that on the begin on the front
Oh,
of the package. So it's like,
okay.
okay, well, that's a
Okay.
start.
It's
It's
a
better than
start.
nothing. And
Right.
um, and I know in the States that there's a whole bunch of ingredients that they're taking out of foods, which is great because those
Mm-hmm.
things are not fit for human consumption.
No, no.
They're so poisonous, and we've been eating them for years, and then we wonder why we're getting sick.
Well, the cancer
Or
rate for younger people in the United States, the cancer rate for younger people has gone up drastically. I don't know in your Canada, but here in the United
probably
States,
the same.
cancer, in young people, younger people,
Hmm.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep. And it says a lot of the my information I have, uh, your what you eat. If you eat something,
Absolutely.
you could get cancer from it. You know what I mean? It's one of the things that could happen to you, heart disease or whatever, diabetes, all that kind of
Yep.
stuff. So you really have to be acquainted with what's going on, like you say. So,
And
right.
and primarily for the last 5 years, I've been carnivore, and
Hmm.
for the most part, sometimes a little bit of this or that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and what was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah. So they have studies that come out, and the studies say, oh, don't eat red meat because red meat is going to cause
Yeah.
cancer. But in those studies, when you look closely, they're talking about the red meat that would be like the hamburger that you get at McDonald's. And when you
Oh,
get a hamburger at
really?
McDonald's, yes. So it's not the red meat, it is
Oh
the
my
bun
gosh.
with the chemicals, the cheese that's fake, the French fries fried in seed oil that comes with it,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Coca-Cola that's, oh, I shouldn't say the name brand, but whatever, the soft
Yeah.
drink that comes with that,
Soft drinks.
you
Yeah.
know, soft, because
Wow.
it could be
Wow.
any one
Wow.
of them. And then maybe throw in a little dessert afterwards. So it is not, and their ice cream there, I mean, that's just a vegetable oil. That's not,
Yeah.
it's a milk solids. It's not
Right.
real dairy.
Right.
I remember,
Right.
and you probably remember real dairy too. Remember going years and years ago, you could go to a restaurant and you would get a milkshake. And what did the
Mhm.
milkshake have? It had real ice cream and it had real strawberries or whatever. It had real milk. But now they tell people, oh, don't drink milk. Now you need to drink almond milk or
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah.
is. And almond
Right.
milk it only has like three almonds in it. The rest of it is just water and chemicals,
Yeah.
gums and
Yeah.
stuff like that to make it feel like it's a milk.
And I looked that up, the almond milk, a little bit. And it said the only reason you drink almond milk was it was better for weight loss, uh,
Hmm.
drinking almond milk than it was your regular milks. That's the only reason. It isn't
Right.
because it's healthy.
Not for right, not for nutrition. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
It's got some
Mm-mm.
taste to it. So you're paying a lot of money for flavored water.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Exactly. Hmm.
So
Yeah. And
I
like you say,
mean,
Kathy, how many people like us look it up? You know what I mean? Nobody looks it up. If you're not interested in nutrition, you never look it up. They never look it up. You know what I mean? They don't know what they're eating. It's a shame.
well, I hope that, even this video and other videos that are out there
Yes,
will motivate people to just take a
right.
moment in the store, turn the package around and see
Hmm.
what kind of ingredients are actually in that. And
Right.
sometimes they make those ingredients so small. Maybe you need to take a
Right.
magnifying glass to the store. I don't take a magnifying glass to the store, but what I have done is taking a picture and then
Yes,
expanding it on my phone. It's like, what's that say?
I do
Yeah.
that too. Right.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. And then they make it so small. You can't. Oh.
You can't read it. And that's done
Oh.
deliberately too. In
Mm.
fact, all of those quote foods, I mean, they're there for people to make money. You know, they were developed by these neuromarketers and
Right. Right.
neuroscientists to make it taste good and feel good
Right.
and for it to become addictive so that
Exactly. And
you'll buy more.
that's what really bothers me. That they would
Mm-hmm.
even investigate or pay people to make that food where it enables people to be addicted to it. And they don't even recognize that. Oh my gosh. Sometimes until it's too late. You know what I mean? And they have a disease or something, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And they really do. They get addicted to it because it's going to affect the hormones that are in your body, your
hmm
leptin and your ghrelin. It causes the appetite to increase. So you're eating more because you're hungry. And
hmm
you eat something, you buy it. Maybe it says right on the package that it's good for you. Oh, it's got
hmm
added fiber, it's got, which is
hmm
sawdust, or it's got added vitamins and this, that, and the other, which are
Right.
artificial. You know,
Artificial, right?
again,
Yeah.
you want to stick as
Yeah.
much as possible to what's natural, what's real.
Right. Right.
Reality is way better than fantasy in all
Isn't it the
things.
truth? In all things. Yeah.
In all things. Like the other
Yeah.
day, I was at someone's house and they had a soap opera on, and I thought, oh, guys, I can't believe you even watch this stuff. If you want to hear a story, the real life stories are way better than that.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Look at your life, look at your neighbor's life, you know, that kind of
Right.
thing.
It's
Don't
true.
start biting me already because it's not 8 o'clock.
That's right.
No,
You have your
no, here
time
she
mixed
goes.
up.
Yeah, and she knows that when I come on this call, she knows. She knows, oh, it's
That's
coming
funny.
close to bedtime. Oh, goody, goody, I'm going to get
That's
my treat.
right. She gets
But she
excited.
knows. She does.
Uh, oh
Anyway,
my.
let's go
Yep.
to page
Yep.
79.
Got it. Okay.
So this book was given to us by Melanie. Now,
hmm
Melanie, she's a member of this group, and
hmm
she's an awesome woman of God, and is just getting a little bit of extra rest right now. But we hope
hmm
she can make it back. And then someone else
Right.
that's here regularly is Sally, and we love Sally.
hmm
And
hmm
Sally, too, is taking a little bit of time off, and we hope that
Right.
she'll be back soon.
She will.
Ha- have you not heard? That's the title.
hmm Yeah.
Have you not heard? Do you do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord your God does not faint or grow weary. Those who wait on me, who put their hope and confidence in me alone, shall renew their strength. Do not turn back now, nor be discouraged by the steepness of the way, for I am and ever shall be at your side to encourage you. You need not depend on your own limited endurance and strength, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. In the darkness, I will be your light, and when you walk alone, I will be your constant companion. Though
Mm-hmm.
countless hosts encamp around about you, I will cover you with my mighty hand. I know your every desire and your every need, and I will surely do all I have promised, in spite of how hopeless circumstances may appear. For I take pleasure in bringing victory in those places where victory is nowhere in sight. You do not
Mm-hmm.
need to fight this battle. As your loving Father, I say to you, come apart and rest a while. Lay your burdens and anxieties at my feet. Allow me to renew your energy and restore your peace. I will never fail you or forsake you or disappoint you in any way. Rest in my love today, and all will be well. Do you have any thoughts on that,
Oh my
Pat?
gosh. Yes, I surely do. because of going, here we go with my cancer again, but I bring it up. My cancer, what a frightening thing to hear, you
Yeah.
have cancer. And so I did put it in his hands. And that's exactly what the prayer I prayed. Every treatment that I went to, I'm in your hands, Lord. I'm in your hands. And he did take the fright out of me. I want to tell you another story now, real quick. I was
Sure.
going to my dentist on Monday, okay? And it's way over the other side of town. Here I am driving myself. My daughter usually goes with me, and that's, comforting, but she couldn't go with me. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden I realize I'm going to the hospital instead of to the dentist office. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Because I went there so often. And so I got started getting really uptight, okay? Then I figured it out how to get to the other side of the street of the, to get on the right bridge to go over, because we have a lot of bridges here in Pittsburgh. A lot of bridges
Yeah.
go over and get over to the right bridge. And all of a sudden, it hit me. Why don't you pray? I
No.
never thought of it. I was just hell bent on getting, oh my gosh, figuring it out myself. Okay. Here I am.
Mm.
I said, Lord, help me figure this out. Help me get to the dentist office in time because I don't hate to be late for things. I don't know about you, Kathy. I hate to be late. Okay.
Me
So
too.
all of a sudden, that prayer I said, all of a sudden, he made me strong, just like it says here, and guided me right over. I got to the dentist office and I said, "Oh, I'm glad I'm here," because I thought I was late. I was 15 minutes early. Can you believe that? 15 minutes early.
Yep.
And I thought, "Oh my gosh, did that work? Did that
That's
work?
right. Isn't that
Oh my
something, eh?
gosh. Oh,
Which is a good point, right? He wants us to pray about everything,
yes, yes, it
not just the
is.
big things, but even the little things.
Right,
Years
right.
ago, I had a lot of kids. I have 8 kids, and I had
Wow.
twins, and I'm carrying these two carriers, one on each
Oh
side, and
gosh.
trying to get the other ones in. And you want to get everybody across the parking lot safely. So I always prayed for a parking spot. And
Oh,
I mean, I must have been 19 out of 20 times one would open up just at the
isn't that
right
funny?
place at the right time.
Yep,
Now,
yep.
they didn't have, like today, they have here anyway, they have spots for people that are pregnant, small children. Well, we didn't have that kind of thing back then.
No,
You're on your
right.
own.
Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. Isn't
But
that funny? Oh my gosh. People don't realize it. And I don't know about you, but when I realize these things, it excites me to no end. I mean, it just blows my mind, okay? What what a God is. I mean, to guide your life and trust in Him to,
yeah,
be faithful and you be faithful to Him and, different things like that. It's a really an opening. I think I told you before also, I always wanted to go to Bible study and I worked a lot. And that was my
mhm,
excuse. I mean, I used
oh, yeah.
it, I didn't use it as an excuse because I had to work, okay? And on Wednesday nights.
Mhm.
And so all of a sudden, I was available Wednesday nights. I didn't have a Wednesday night meeting. And it's funny how somebody comes into your life and says, one of the gals that worked with me said, I, I knew she was very religious. She does a Bible study. And I said, oh my gosh. And I don't go to their church. So I said, can I come to your Bible study? Sure, Pat, you can come. So I've been going to Bible study. And oh my gosh, I'm enjoying myself so much. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
know all this,
wonderful. Well,
Kathy. You know all this.
yeah.
I didn't know it all, once you learn.
Nobody knows it all. Trust me, I don't know
Oh,
it all.
I know. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, but you're more into it longer than I am or whatever. You know.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I found close to me also there's a Bible study. It's not every week, but it works out. It's a good time for me. So I'm really happy
Okay.
about that to
Yeah.
just and I love to hear different perspectives and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was
Right.
reading through this. Well, first of all, I
Mm-hmm.
want to get to the trusting the Lord. You know, that's like my
Right.
life verse my mother gave to me. Proverbs 3, 5, and
Oh,
6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not
yep.
on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So that means in the big things, in the little things, in everything. Yeah.
Wow.
But
Wow.
when I was reading through this, I looked at it from a different angle. And I looked at
Okay.
it from the angle of weight loss and following a plan. Because I know some people, they follow bright line eating, some people Weight
Mm-hmm.
Watchers, some people
Mm-hmm.
carnivore, keto. We have quite a variety in this
Right.
group of what people are doing. And
Mm-hmm.
those that are listening, various plans. Cat, 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 go, go, go. Get out here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I was looking at that, and it says to put our
Mm-hmm.
hope and confidence in God, and he'll
Mm-hmm.
renew our strength. Because when we are following a plan, we oftentimes feel so weak. We feel like, oh, we
Whoa.
can't do it. We can't. I'm not strong enough. I'm weak.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Mm-hmm.
what the Lord says. If you're weak, come to me. I'll carry your burden. In your weakness, I'm
Mm-hmm.
made strong. But get
Mm-hmm.
out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um,
Yep. It's true.
it says,
It's
do not
true.
turn back now, nor be discouraged by the steepness of the way. Sometimes it feels very, very difficult, but don't be
Mm-hmm.
discouraged by that. It's a growing experience. We're growing in the Lord. And he says, I
Right.
will always be here to encourage you. God's always encouraging us. He encourages us through his word, but he encourages us right here and with
Right.
other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
With your
Mm-hmm. Right.
testimony, with others' testimonies.
Right.
It
Right.
says you don't need to depend on your own endurance and strength, right? We're depending on his strength, not ours.
Right. Right.
Our
Right.
power is made perfect in weakness. He'll be the light. He'll show us the way. What's the
Mm-hmm.
next step? What's the plan? What does he want us to do?
Right.
And he'll always be there.
Right.
The next, um, the next line says, though countless hosts encamp round about you, I will cover you with my mighty hand. And I think of those countless hosts. Now, a host is referring to spirits, but there's all these tempters that come around. When you're on a diet, these tempters. So people that
Mm-hmm.
are in, they have a good heart. They want to share with you this, that, or the other, right? They have a good heart. But the
Mm-hmm.
enemy takes that and he tempts us with it, right? Round about
Right.
us. Would you like one of
Yeah.
these? Would you like one of these? Could I give you one of these? Would you like a second? How about upsizing that?
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
we get
Right.
this
Right.
all the time. We are bombarded,
Right.
right? And
Right.
then God just says
Absolutely.
that he knows all of our desires. He knows that we want to be healthy. We want to be energetic. We want to fit into our clothing. And he says that he will do it. I will surely do all that I have promised. And he's promised
Wow.
us a life abundantly. Well,
Right.
we can't have an abundant life when we're having all these other issues.
Right.
So he has promised that. And then he says that he takes pleasure in bringing victory in those places where victory is nowhere in sight. How many of
Mm-hmm.
you have felt like that? You felt like the
Mm-hmm.
victory. Where is the victory? Where's the victory? It's nowhere in sight. But he's
Mm-hmm.
saying right
Mm-hmm.
here, he will bring pleasure in this victory. It's there. We just have to take it and apply it to our lives. You don't need to fight this battle. The battle is the Lord's. And then, as your loving father, he says, come apart and rest a while. How many
Mm-hmm.
times have we strived with our diet? It's like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, and you're just like this, so tense.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no. He says, just rest. And that's a
Right.
good point too, that we need to make sure we get enough sleep, enough
Mm-hmm.
rest, because we
Mm-hmm.
are not able to fight the tempter. We're not able to resist the enemy, resist the temptations if we're tired. So come apart and just rest in him. If that means an afternoon nap, take an afternoon nap if you can. Go to bed
Mm-hmm.
early. Rest in him. Just relax. and not to get all stressed over, oh my goodness, I just ate one bite too much. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Don't make it two
Right,
bites.
right,
That's all.
right. That's a biggie.
It is, isn't it? So I think that
Mm-hmm,
that's kind of my takeaway in that. He says that he will renew our energy and restore our peace if we just
mm-hmm.
rest in him. So
Right,
let's
right.
stop fighting the battle, listening to what he wants, and just
Mm-hmm,
do it, knowing that when we're weak, he's made strong.
right. And peace is,
We can do
is
it.
so important. Having peace is so
Peace.
important. I don't know if you feel that
Absolutely.
way. I do. I do.
Yep.
That, that, you know? Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely. Peace is important.
Mm-hmm,
Absolutely.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It is. Wonder if I can just hang a sec.
mm-hmm,
I want to get to this, not that one.
mm-hmm.
There we go. Let's see if I can get back to wherever I was. Where was I? Right there. Nope. Hmm. I'm trying to find the screen I was on. Where is it?
Oh no.
I don't know. Oh, over here. I see it. Okay.
You see it?
Let's close that one. Open this one. I got it. Oh my goodness. I need help. Oh, nope. There. I got it. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, you did. You got it.
Mind you, I don't see us anymore.
Yep.
Oh well. What can I say? Why can't I see us though?
I don't know because I can see us, but that's okay. You can see the book.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, yeah, you
Can
can
you?
see, I can see the book. Oh,
And
yes.
you can see the book too. Okay, as long as you can see it, that's all that matters. I
Yeah,
can't,
yeah,
but that's okay. So just
that's
interrupt
okay.
me if you need to. So we were talking about milk and the original milk. That's the cream of the crop.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The milk of our ancestors had 7 characteristics that made it virtually perfect. It was organic, came from the cow. We had a cow. It was
Mm-hmm,
A2. It was raw, unpasteurized, non-homogenized, grass-fed, pasture-raised, cultured, or fermented, whole. And we're going to explain these essential qualities, why they matter. But before we do, we want to take some pressure off. We're not encouraging you to consume only original milk. We know that
mm-mm,
not everyone can or wants to buy milk that comes from, for example, a water buffalo. And
mm-hmm,
at the end of this chapter, we'll provide you with a list in ranking order of the milk that's best to consume. For some, this
mm-hmm,
might mean opting for organic milk at the store, while others, they might explore local farms to find milk that comes from goats or sheep. So let's start talking about the properties of the original milk. First of all, organic. So while organic products may cost a bit more, think of them as an investment in your health, thanks to their unmatched health benefits. Products that boast the USDA organic seal must meet certain criteria. Cows, for instance, must roam free in pastures throughout the grazing season, with at least 30% of their diet sourced from these lush fields. Plus, they're kept free of growth hormones and antibiotics. Some studies suggest that organic milk contains higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and certain antioxidants, which could contribute to overall better health. Choose
mm-hmm.
organic because it's the smarter, healthier option that you can conveniently find everywhere these days, from your neighborhood grocery store to the corner convenience shop. So when it's organic, you don't have all the chemicals and stuff that you would have in the other milk,
Mm-hmm,
or in the grass that the other cows are eating. A2.
right.
One of our desert island foods is A2 cultured dairy. Originally, all cows produced A2 milk until a genetic mutation in some European cattle introduced A1 beta casein into the milk supply. I didn't realize that in history,
Mm-mm,
all cows were A2. So this shift led to what some experts have called the devil in the milk. When A2 beta casein is digested, it releases a tiny protein fragment called beta casomorphine 7, or BCM7 for short. This little protein fragment is linked to a host of health issues, including heart disease, type 1 diabetes, and autism. Emerging evidence also suggests its role in milk intolerance and inflammatory responses in the body. This makes A2 milk a better choice for individuals with lactose intolerance or casein sensitivities, potentially alleviating symptoms like bloating, cramps, and gastrointestinal distress. Another benefit of A2 milk, it can give athletes an edge by fortifying bones and enhancing performance levels. Remember, all dairy from goat, sheep, and water buffalo milk is naturally A2. Probably we won't be getting water buffalo, but
No.
goat or sheep milk. Well, goat milk's pretty popular. And you can usually get A2 milk just in a regular grocery store. So raw, unpasteurized. This simply means it comes straight from the cow in its raw state. Dr. Francis Pottinger, whose work laid the foundation for modern epigenetics, conducted a groundbreaking study in the 1930s on the effect of diets using cats. He observed that cats that were fed raw meat and raw milk maintained excellent health, while those that were fed cooked meat and milk experienced rapid health decline, including dental issues, weaker bones, and higher infant mortality rates. These health problems worsened over generations, but switching back to a raw diet shows some potential for regeneration. I know a lot of people endorse, and they refer to this Pottinger's cats, this study for humans, but I'm like, yeah, I question that because we're not cats. We're different.
Right.
But
I
anyway,
thought that too. Yeah.
this study underscores the importance of raw milk's nutrients and enzymes, which are often destroyed when milk is heated to high temperatures during the pasteurization process. While pasteurization is not intended to kill all pathogenic microorganisms in the milk, just to reduce those likely to cause disease. The process destroys the good bacteria available in milk and reduces the bioavailability of calcium. It also reduces the presence of copper, iron, vitamins A, B, complex, C, and E. Also, pasteurization changes the sugar molecule, lactose, into beta lactose, which has a bigger effect on your blood sugar levels, making you hungrier quicker. So, raw, non-homogenized. So the homogenized milk, that's where, right from top to bottom, it all looks the same. If it's not homogenized, you'll see that the cream will separate at the top.
Oh.
So homogenized is also a no-no for us. In 1899, so that's pretty old, August Galen patented a nifty machine that shot milk through a fine nozzle to break up the fat globules so that butter fat would not rise to the top. In the old days, when cow milk was bottled and put on store shelves, globules of butterfat separated from the milk and floated to the top of the bottle. That's why we have the expression, the cream always rises to the top. Homogenization breaks down milk's natural fat molecules and oxidizes it into bad fat. Might as well pour some vegetable or seed oil over your morning cereal. Homogenization also creates an enzyme called xanthine, whatever, oxidase, which contributes to heart disease by damaging the arteries and building up arterial plaque. Well, I didn't realize that homogenization breaks down milk's natural fat molecules and oxidizes it into a bad fat, just as bad as seed oils, according to him.
Wow.
So raw milk provides, now you have to remember that we don't need milk at all, for one thing. It's not required for anybody that's past whatever 2 or 3 years old when they get off their own mother's milk, but most people like it, or cheese or something.
Right.
And cheese is different too because it's been fermented, like kefir that's fermented, or butter that comes from milk, from the fat of milk. It's different. So raw milk provides important enzymes, good bacteria, and antibiotics that are crucial to digestive support and overall good health. Rich in cancer fighting, CLA, it also increases metabolism. It
Mm.
also contains lactic acid, bacteria that can kill certain pathogens and thereby prevent disease and provide more calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and sulfur than pasteurized, homogenized dairy. For almost 40 years, Dr. Charles Porter used raw milk to successfully treat more than 18,000 patients with ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, and other digestive issues and illnesses. He documented this journey in a book called Milk Diet as a Remedy for Chronic Disease. And he wrote, I have never ceased to advocate the milk cure. And of the thousands of cases of chronic disease that have taken the treatment in the manner I recommended, I do not know of one person who has regretted it. I do not know of one that has not benefited. One of the
Mm.
founders of the Mayo Foundation, Dr. J. Crew, prescribed raw milk during more than 15 years of practicing medicine. He highlighted its miraculous properties over conventional treatments when he surmised that the results obtained in various types of diseases have been so uniformly excellent that one's conception of disease and its alleviation is necessarily changed. So when sick people are limited to a diet containing an excess of vitamins and all the elements necessary to growth and maintenance, they recover rapidly without the use of drugs and without bringing to bear all the complicated weapons of modern medicine. I'm
Mm.
like, oh my, that is amazing. But
Right.
the problem is it's illegal to sell a raw milk. Why would it
I
be
thought so.
illegal to sell raw milk? Who's stopping that? Is that the pharmaceutical company so that we can't use it as a medicine?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So
Very good
it's
point.
not any, yeah, it is. I mean, really, I
Very.
understand there could be bacteria in it, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
test for bacterias.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you have to
Wow.
ban the whole thing.
Right.
Now, a lot of places you can buy it for animals, and I know people that do buy it for their dog, but they're actually using it for themselves.
Mm. Mm.
So it's not any milk that does a body good. It's original milk. Are you convinced to buy raw milk yet?
Mm.
Great. But well, here we go. But just know that,
Yeah.
believe it or not, selling raw milk is illegal in 24 states as of the time of the writing of this book. And it's illegal in Canada too. So, but you can purchase it for pets. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Especially with this caveat, are you wondering if raw milk is dangerous? Well, no, it's not. And if only you acquire it from a reputable source.
Right,
So
right,
there are
right.
farmers are allowed to use it, for themselves. I mean, we used raw
Mm-hmm.
milk when I was a kid. And,
Mm.
if you know a farmer and he's willing to give you some, he can do that, but he can't sell it to you. So,
Oh. Mm.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't suggest drinking raw milk from a commercially raised cow that's been injected with growth hormone and fed a corn-based diet that's been sprayed with
Right,
pesticides.
right,
So that's just not just dangerous, it's stupid. So a
right.
great resource to find raw milk sources in your area is realmilk.com. Well, that's interesting. Now that I didn't
Huh.
know either that there was a
Uh-uh.
resource. Unfortunately, this book is American, and I would say it probably doesn't work in Canada, but I haven't looked at it. Ask the farmer if the cow is grass-fed or A2. And if you need more options, when Jordan, was recovering from my battle with Crohn's disease, I was introduced to goat milk. While it's
Mm.
not very popular in the Western world, goat milk is actually one of the most widely consumed milk drinks globally for a good reason. It tastes great, it's packed with essential nutrients, and it's always A2.
Mm.
Sheep milk, another fantastic choice. loaded with health benefits. Just 1 cup offers more calcium, carbohydrates, and protein than goat milk. Plus, it's packed with vitamins, minerals like vitamin B12, vitamin C, folate, and magnesium, outshining both goat and cow's milk. Now, I've never actually
Mm.
seen sheep milk for sale, but you can definitely get goat milk.
Mm.
And water buffalo, I don't know where you'd get that. But anyway,
No.
that's Jordan's favorite dairy.
Yeah.
So it is difficult to find in the States. Water buffalo dairy is always A2 and rich in protein, healthy fats, and minerals. It's also delicious and can be found in the form of soft and hard cheeses, as well as yogurt in natural groceries and specialty stores. That's another thing.
Huh.
You can buy raw milk cheese. I have seen that, which is
Really?
interesting. You can't buy raw milk, but you can buy raw milk cheese. I suppose it's because it's been fermented.
Mm.
And grass-fed, pasture-raised. So our biblical ancestors enjoyed milk that came from cows, goats, or sheep that were strictly grass-fed and pasture-raised. I mean, they all were. Even when I lived in
Right.
Africa, I mean, they just
Mm.
eat the grasses at the side of the road or wherever,
Uh,
or in,
yeah, yeah.
just everywhere. Yeah. So these
Mm.
cattle, they're free to roam around under the skies. They're not crowded in small pens inside commercial feedlots,
Mm.
and they eat only
Mm-hmm.
what they were meant to eat, grass. Many animals today are confined in pens, and they're fed foods that are deficient in omega-3 fatty acids and abundant in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, you do need both in your body, but they have to be balanced. Grass-fed animals produce healthier milk and higher amounts of nutrients such as CLA and vitamins A, D, E, and K. So those are the fat soluble, not actually vitamins, but we'll
Mm-hmm.
call them that for now. And then whole.
Mm-hmm.
If God wanted us to consume skim or low-fat milk, he would have put a cream separated on the udder of a cow, a goat, or a sheep. Now, see, that's what I'm saying to begin with.
Yeah,
Let,
yeah, yeah,
let
yeah.
eat the food the way that God intended it. So if he didn't
Mm.
intend for it to be separated, and really it was intended, it was intended for the calf, but they've been consuming milk all along, even in biblical times. So I'm sure there is a place for it. And
Mm-hmm.
it was raw milk.
Right,
Furthermore,
right.
full fat or whole milk products from grass fed cows contain up to 5 times as much CLA as milk from standard grain fed cows. So, when purchasing any dairy product, whether it's milk, cheese, yogurt, or kefir, choose the full fat version because the fat in the dairy is crucial for calcium absorption. Sometimes we want to do low fat, but
I
you
know,
also
I know.
need the calcium.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And then the cultured or fermented foods, milks. So what happens if you leave a glass of non-organic milk from a grocery store on your kitchen counter for a few days at room temperature? It
Mm-hmm.
spoils, it goes bad. Eventually your kitchen, and then your whole house is going to stink. It's going to smell
Right,
putrid.
right.
This is because the good probiotic organisms were zapped out when the milk was heated during the pasteurization process, and the lack of refrigeration has caused the milk to go bad.
Mm.
Whereas raw milk doesn't do that. It doesn't spoil when you leave it out. It simply
Mm.
changes. And this is what would have happened years ago. They'd have a pot on the floor and they would just put milk in there and it would change, but it wouldn't go bad, the raw milk. So when it
Mm.
was left at room temperature, raw milk naturally ferments and transforms into clabbered milk. This process occurs as beneficial lactic acid bacteria present in the milk consume the lactose, which is the sugar, and produce lactic acid, which thickens the milk and gives it a tangy flavor. The clabbered milk can then be used as a starter culture for making kefir, a fermented milk drink, or cheese. The natural fermentation not only enhances the milk's flavor, but also introduces beneficial probiotics. So the best dairy products are the lacto-fermented kind, like yogurt, kefir, hard cheeses, cultured cream cheese, cottage cheese, and cultured cream. People who
Mm.
normally can't consume dairy products because they're lactose intolerant can often tolerate fermented dairy products because the enzyme lactase is produced by the lactic acid bacteria that's
Mm.
found in those products. And this
Mm.
enzyme can break down and digest lactose, the milk sugar found in dairy products. And what's more, properly prepared cultured dairy products should contain little or no residual lactose, so the sugar, because the bacteria feeds on that sugar during the fermentation process. In its wake, the bacteria leave galactose. That's an easy to digest monosaccharide sugar. So some options of cultured fermented dairy include kefir, a fermented milk drink that is similar to yogurt, but it's more potent. Kefir raises immunity, builds bone strength, promotes digestive health, reduces allergies, and more. Best of all, it's extremely easy to make in your own home. It can be used in smoothies or in place of milk, yogurt, or cream when you're cooking. And thankfully, you can buy it at your local supermarket or health food store. This week, give original milk a try. Explore the world of kefir, goat milk, A2, and other dairy products like goat or sheep cheese, goat or sheep cheese. I've never
Mm.
tried sheep cheese, only goat. Check out the grocery
Mm.
store like Whole Foods Market or Sprouts Farmer Market, an online retailer. Health food stores, local farmers markets, specialty cheese shops, international supermarkets, or better yet, local farms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's our challenge for this week. I have to go buy some goat milk or A2.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm kind of glad I don't drink a lot of milk. I'm more
No, I
cottage
don't drink.
cheese and yogurt,
Yeah,
cottage cheese,
I
hard cheese, just things like that. Because
yeah,
wow, what an
I
eye
don't
opener,
drink
huh?
milk. It is an eye opener. I don't drink milk, but I do use cottage cheese or sometimes some
Mm.
hard cheese. I have to be careful with that because I can definitely eat too much of it. And
Oh,
also, I find that hard cheese can be constipating, or any cheese for
oh,
that matter.
huh.
So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's very interesting. And what I found most interesting is that they used the raw milk for actually a treatment for people. And
How about
then
that?
now we're not allowed to buy it.
Exactly, exactly. Like you say, that does not make sense at all. And how they are, like when I grew up, cows were out eating grass, okay, when
They
I was
still
young.
do.
Do
Yep.
they?
And that's a misnomer
Always?
too. That's a misnomer too, because all
Oh,
all cows are grass fed. They are grass fed.
really?
Now they're not necessarily grass finished, and they're not necessarily grazing out there, but they're still getting grass,
Oh, oh,
right?
uh,
If you look at their feed, it's
their
grass.
feed. Okay,
They do
okay.
they
I
do
didn't realize
supplement
that.
with many things,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
but
right.
when they're in the feed lots like at the end when they're being the finishing lots, when they go for finishing, that's the last little portion of their lifespan,
Mm.
they can be fed anything at that stage.
I guess
But when they're
so.
young, they're getting grass.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a education there. That's for sure. On milk. Yeah. For me, it is
yeah.
because I'm a city girl and I'm not country. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've been very deceived over the years,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you know.
definitely.
And I
Definitely.
know that a lot of these processed food companies, they say, oh, people should be allowed to choose. They should be allowed to choose. Let them choose what they want. Well, then why can't we choose raw milk if we want it,
Right. Right.
right? You're saying that they can
Yes.
choose the toxins,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
poisonous
Right.
food, but we
Right.
can't choose raw milk. Like, think about that for a moment, right?
It really doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense. You're right about that.
It does not.
Absolutely. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Well,
No.
Pat, thank you for coming.
Oh,
And
yes,
for all
yes.
those that are listening in or that will
Hmm.
listen in or whatever,
Hmm.
let's let's close and pray,
Okay.
and then we'll have a good week.
Yes, definitely.
Father God, I thank you for your truth. And thank you, Lord, that you're revealing your truth more and more day by day. That, Lord, you're moving mightily within the North America, bringing us back to the foods that you've called us to eat, real food, the way that you made it, close to how you made it. I thank you, Father God, for the choices that we make, for the fact that we're very weak. And I know that you know that. We're weak. But you said that in our weakness, you're made strong. Lord, sometimes we struggle with what we eat. We struggle with what to do. We struggle with our emotions. And you said that we can rest in you. Come to me, all of you who labor, and I will give you rest.
Mm.
We hear you, Lord. Although there's a struggle, we can give it to you. So tonight we give you that struggle. I pray, Lord, for rest, for Melanie that's tired, rest, for Sally as she makes her various decisions, for Pat, for myself, and for all of those that are listening, Lord, that you would give your beloved rest. Thank you for a good week ahead. Thank you, Lord, that you're fighting our battles. And thank you,
Mm.
Lord, that you're always with us. And we can always look to you and we can pray even in the smallest of things, and you hear us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Kathy. That was beautiful.
You're welcome. And thank you for coming. And you have a
Oh,
fantastic week, Pat.
you too.
All right.
Bye-bye.